We got Mike Story in the house. How you doing? Ready to talk football or
football
what?
season.
It
We
is,
had
man.
we had college football week 0 this past weekend.
Week 0.
It was exciting. UNLV, they were a 30-point favorite. They barely squeaked out a win.
Yeah, I lost both my bets. I don't want to talk about that.
Yeah.
You told me about those bets, you asshole. Fuck you.
Hey, buddy, got a dead cat in there or what?
Fuck you, asshole.
Fuck you, asshole.
All right.
An
This is,
auspicious start to the year, but
this is how to approach risky players. A little quick segment with some of the new news items going on here. I got 5 names that are really tough click right now. And we're going to start with Travis Etienne. So 2 days ago, the news, I think it was 2 days ago, they said they're actively shopping either Etienne or Bigsby. For me, it makes more sense to trade Etienne because I know they're definitely not re-signing him. And he
no, they're not.
seems
He's gone at least after this year, if not.
He's like the opposite of a coach's pet. I don't feel like they like him there. He's only averaged
like a class clown.
Dude, I looked at the last 2 years. Even his awesome year in fantasy, he averaged 3.8 yards per carry. Now, I'm not a yards per carry guy because like there's a lot of factors, offensive line. But the dude is his vision is he might as well be Najee Harris. Like his vision sucks.
Yeah,
he might as well have one eye.
I have reassessed my analysis on the running back room here. I'm still high on the Jaguars' passing game. I still think that Brian Thomas and Travis Hunter are both going to eat, but I'm very concerned about the running game in general. And even if they do get rid of Travis Etienne, I think you're still looking at a solid committee. So where I had Etienne and Bigsby ranked was way too high. They both dropped significantly in my rankings. The news all around this running back room is just it's all committee. There maybe first and second downs. There's no pass catching for Bigsby. They like Tootin, but where does he fit in if they've got Etienne? Even if they move one of these guys, I don't know how much value you're going to get on a week in and week out basis. Especially you got Travis Hunter and Brian Thomas. Like why are you
who's the rookie they drafted too? LaQuint Allen.
Oh, they also
him
out of
too.
Syracuse.
And,
LaQuint Allen.
For ADP wise, for Tootin, Bigsby, and Etienne, they've all been falling. I think Tootin's been going higher because he's not talked about in these trade rumors. It's only going to help him. So here's what I got for Etienne. First draft was 84, then 94, then 102, then 104. Tootin was 136, 128, 130, and then 113 the last draft. And then Bigsby was 109, 132, 106.
Oof, that's a weird jump up, jump down.
These Fantrax leagues are wacky, bro. So I've been drafting Tootin. Okay. Just because both of the other guys are included in the trade rumors.
And where can you get Tootin?
Right now, Tootin about 10th round. Well, here's the thing, though. There is a chance, depending on where they get and which one gets dealt, that it's actually a better situation. Now, it could be a Brian Robinson situation where it's early season definitely not better. They're a handcuff. But if either of these guys go to Dallas or if Bigsby goes to the Bears, that's probably a lateral move for Bigsby. But Etienne going to Dallas, that has to be wheels up.
For Bigsby?
No, for Etienne if he goes to Dallas.
Why?
Just because if Jerry Jones trades for a guy, if he pays a guy, he's going to use him. I know he has no ties to Javonte Williams. Right. I hate to besmirch Javonte Williams. I'm sorry, Kappa. You get what I'm saying? Like that would make Etienne more appealing to me. I see what you're
saying, but I don't. He's also been linked to Chicago, Etienne.
That makes no sense, though. Swift and Etienne are similar players. You know what I mean?
Just like, what the trade rumors are about.
Bigsby makes more sense for Chicago. Would you agree?
Yes.
Early down banger.
Yes, I get it.
You put Swift more in the passing down.
That's what the trade rumors are.
So where would you? Are you avoiding all of these guys?
For now, I am until we get more clarity. The also concern is like if you draft Etienne and he goes to a crowded backfield, like Dallas. It's not a great backfield, but it's a crowded backfield. So where does he slot in? How much work is he actually going to get? Is Etienne the type of player that can take over a running back room? And the answer is probably no. So now you got a guy that's being installed in a week before the system, or it's installed into a system a week before the season starts in a running back room where they drafted an upside pass catcher. They got Miles Sanders. They've got Javonte Williams. Where does he actually fit into this scheme?
Right. So is Tootin the guy right now if you're doing early drafts? That's the guy I've been taking because I feel like his value is only going to go up.
Where can you get Etienne right
Etienne is like, he's been falling, but 8th or 9th round.
Okay.
Bigsby and Tootin are 10th.
Yeah, that's a little too hot because your opportunity cost there is still pretty significant. Tootin, where's he going?
Tootin's 10th round.
That even is a little like...
But I like it because late season, if they suck, he's going to be the guy.
True.
He's explosive.
How long can you hold on to Tootin, though?
I know.
Let's
move on to Joe Mixon.
Okay.
So Joe Mixon is on the IR now. He's on the PUP. He's out 4 weeks. So
well, technically, He's not on IR. They have until tomorrow at 3 o'clock to activate him to the 53-man roster. All intents and purposes, he's likely out for 4 weeks.
And that's minimum.
If not more.
That's absolute minimum. This seems a lot like I was talking to you earlier about the CMC thing last year, except for we didn't have any news until like the week 1 Monday night game, right? That he wasn't going to play. This has been talked about.
I forgot about that.
This is worse. This is definitely worse.
Still going RB27.
We don't even know what the injury is. Mm-hmm. So that's a problem. We know it's a foot injury. We don't know. I saw.
We will know tomorrow when they put him on the IR. They have to tell us what the injury will be.
Right. It's a foot injury, but the specifics of it. But I was listening to a pod. I forget which one. It might have been a Matt Harmon show, and one of the guys.
Okay.
One of the guys was friends with, and who knows how accurate this is, but was friends with one of the doctors that's working on his foot, and they're doing similar to what McCaffrey did. How he went to Germany to get all that this crazy
the platelet treatment or whatever he was doing.
Weird stuff. Like this is a different injury, but like when they're talking about that, it's almost like holistic stuff. It's not good. So can you draft Mixon right now?
Well, it depends. So
he's been going. So this is before the news dropped. But he's been going 87, 88, and then the last draft I did, which was yesterday, was 108.
Okay. That's a precipitous drop.
Yeah, it's going to go to 140,
put you,
though.
what, in the 9th round?
Yeah,
there?
but where is he? Would you even draft him?
So if I have 2 IR spots, that is where I would consider drafting Joe Mixon. I learned my lesson last year with TJ Hawkinson. I had a league where I've got 1 IR spot. I draft a guy who's not going to be back for 8 weeks. You miss out on the opportunity to put your guys that are dinged up for a week. You know, Alvin Kamara is going to miss 3 games a year. When it is, you don't know. If you got Kamara, like I can't, when he's out, I can't put him on IR because I've got Joe Mixon in there. That's a real problem.
Then you're just going to drop him anyway.
Yeah, so why do you bother drafting him? In this case, in the 9th round, if he falls to the 11th, then, oh man, that's tough. 11, 12, I could see taking a shot on him. It's still one of the worst offensive line. Yeah, okay.
Right now, I know it depends on your build. Nick Chubb or Joe Mixon? Who are you taking first?
Oh, Nick Chubb.
Okay, so then Joe Mixon's undraftable. Is what you're saying.
Is Chubb going behind Mixon?
Well, it'll probably change now, but yesterday I did that 0 RB build.
Yep.
Well, hero RB build, and my first running back, actually I took guys ahead of him, but my starter week 1 is going to be Nick Chubb. I got him in the 12th round. And this is before the news came out, which I'm loving right now. But I feel like Nick Chubb is probably going to settle in the 8th round-ish because we don't know. Damian Pierce is there. Agumba Wally's there.
Gummy Fairburn.
Woody Marks they like. I mean...
Yeah, I'm trying to see who else is on that roster.
So what are your thoughts on Chubb, real quick? Like, is he worth, if you're going wide receiver heavy or early quarterback, you need a guy in a deep league to stop gap for a couple weeks?
I think I'd rather have Jerome Ford.
Really?
Yeah.
Ford's workload seems safer, but like
that's it. Ford's done it before, so Ford is not going to be the guy.
Cleveland sucks.
Yes, but Houston's offensive line is the worst in the league, and
I agree.
They do like Damian Pierce. This feels like a full blown committee to me. Like Chubb, Chubb has had an amazing career stemming all the way back from Georgia, but dude, under 4 yards a carry last year. He looks like he's cooked, and he's not a pass catcher. There's not a lot for Chubb when it comes to like how many times are they going to be on the goal line for him to punch it in.
I mean, Mixon was a top 5 points per game running back last year.
And Mixon will be the guy when he comes back. But it was the pass
catching mostly and the workload, right? But I feel like Chubb could be easily a back-end RB2 to start the year. That's what I'm banking on,
okay.
Right?
Yeah. Let's see who else is on that.
And the fact is, you're also banking on, this is what we're discounting. I know the injury and how bad he looked last year.
I mean, they could also sign somebody.
You're talking about almost an all-timer, right? Not AP level, but Nick Chubb's an all-timer. Mm-hmm. And he's not that old. So I guess we'll see. He looks like he's in great shape.
He's always been a bruiser, though.
But fast. Yeah. Now, is his speed still there in his lateral agility?
I don't. Yeah, that's tough to say.
A couple more names here. Jauan Jennings, who contract dispute. Did you know how much money he's making this year?
I do not.
$1.5 million and incentives up to $3 million.
That's it?
And I think he signed a deal going into last year, but it was like a 3 or 4 year deal. So it's like backloaded.
Right.
But this year, he's making no money. They can cut him if he gets hurt. So I get why he's holding out. Pay the dude a little bit of money. They're probably going to, hopefully they give him like $6 million and he'll play.
Isn't this wild that they just went through this with Brandon Ayuk?
They go through it, and they went through Debo 2 years before because he wanted to get paid not running back money, wide receiver money, but they're like, you're a running back. So what do you do about Jauan? Obviously, Ricky Pierce all to the moon, and this helps Kittle, and definitely in my mind, this helps CMC.
Oh, of course it does.
Like CMC is going to have so many receptions, dude, as he always does, but So is Jauan Jennings, if you're doing a draft tomorrow, and the only news is you've heard both sides of it, but the news I heard is that he's likely to start on the PUP.
Well,
whether that's a team trying to like force his hand.
So what his incentives are basically the amount of his contract. So if he goes on the PUP, wait, would he go on PUP or would he go on IR?
Probably IR.
Okay, so if he's IR, that's 4 games. Yeah. That really digs into his chances to hit his contract incentive, doesn't it? So is he going to push himself to get back on the field?
I don't know, man. It's really weird because it's been flip-flopping all year in basketball with these two guys.
Is San Fran just saying they're going to put him on the IR to kind of force his hand a little bit?
Right, because then he doesn't get his incentives and he can't play for 4 weeks. But why would they do that?
But what's in the water there in San Francisco?
This is much better than what I serve.
That is the water that you serve to your place?
Where everybody ends up on the IR at some point. Like it's tough.
Anthrax.
I don't know.
I think it's anthrax in the water.
Where's he being drafted right now? Because
he is being drafted in the 3 drafts I've done that I have dodocumented here: 95, 96, and then 104.
Okay,
so pretty fucking late.
Right in line with the Fantasy Pros ADP.
Pretty late, dude.
Yeah.
Is it worth taking a shot on him? Because there's a chance this is just strictly a contract issue.
Yeah. No, I do think I think it's worth taking a chance on him because they could put him on IR. I think he's either going to start week 1 or he's going on IR. I don't think you're going to miss 3 games.
Right.
Either way, you get a chance. You could put him in your IR slot. So if you can get him in the 10th round, I think that's a good draft spot for him.
So if there was no injury right now, no contract, status quo, him, Pearsall, Kittle, CMC, he'd probably be going in the mid to late 60s, early 70s. Jauan Jennings?
Is that so? He was going ahead of Pearsall at the start of the season.
Pearsall's going 63.
Pearsall has flashed.
Do you think he'd be a 7th round pick, right?
Jennings?
Yeah.
No, not the way that Pearsall's played this offseason.
I get it.
Of course,
but they can both eat, bro.
Would he have flashed if Jennings?
And they can both eat.
Yeah, they can because you've got what? George Kittle?
Yeah.
Nobody else, right?
And I guess the thing is, the weird thing about these early...
Equanimity St. Brown, we found that out.
And I call it early drafts, and we're a week and a half from the season. But with all the uncertainty that I'm naming, like there is risk, but there's also a lot of reward. Like taking chances on Tootin. I've been taking chances on Tootin and Chubb. Like tomorrow, Tootin could be a 6th round pick. Yeah. If Jennings signs tomorrow and he's healthy, he could be a 7th round.
The difference between Tootin is you're looking at the upside there is if one of those guys, Etienne or Bigsby, gets traded, you've got a guy whose value is going to increase. The difference with Chubb is you're not buying into injury optimism, you're buying against it,
right,
which is probably a smart play.
Yeah.
With Jennings, even though I'm talking about like he's probably worth it, that's one of those things like if you buy into a guy who's been hurt, like where there's smoke, there's fire. He's been hurt all preseason. Like I get there's a contract, we don't know the extent of it, but like how often does a guy miss out all of preseason with an injury and come back and actually be a superstar?
Rashee Rice. We talked about it a couple weeks ago. It seems like it's been a little more positive. The 10 games has kind of been pushed down to 8, where they might appeal and get 6 games. We don't know. So right now, I've done 4 PPR Fantrax leagues, money leagues. I have all the ADP from just those drafts. I don't trust necessarily the ADP that the site gives me, but I do trust what I've actually seen in my leagues, right? So he's been averaging around ADP 60. That's too early for you?
I don't know anymore because I was thinking about this over the weekend, and we actually don't know what the legal process looks like for Rashee Rice, right? So the fact that this is not even being scheduled until October is interesting to say the least. But how many times have we seen with the legal system where it just gets delayed and delayed and delayed? And what are the chances that Rashee Rice doesn't even get a trial until February or June of next year or something along those lines? So there's a possibility that, you lose him for 8 games. I think there's a possibility that he doesn't get suspended at all just because of the machinations of the legal system. So why does ADP 60 is probably still too high, especially considering
end of the 5th, early 6th.
Yeah, it's probably still too high considering the way that Xavier Worthy looked at the end of last year, how comfortable the Chiefs offense looked with him around. And like I said in a previous instance, I don't know how much the Chiefs want to rely on and how to install all these packages for Rashee Rice without actually knowing whether he's going to be there for 11 games, 13 games, 9 games, what it is. So I think 60 is too high. I would say if he dropped into the 70 to 75 range, that's where I'd start to consider it. But realistically, like 80 plus seems like it's reasonable. You can't throw this guy in your IR. That's the big concern, right? So now you're talking, if you got shallow benches, even if you don't, like your opportunity cost of not being able to pick up that next breakout wide receiver or that backup running back, you're losing opportunity there.
I think a big factor is if you know going in, depending on how the draft's falling, that you're going to wait at quarterback, for instance, you can get away with drafting Rashee Rice because you're going to have a bench receiver that's good. If you take an early quarterback, you can't think about taking Rashee Rice because if he does get 8 games, 10 games, you're looking real shitty at wide receiver 3.
Well, how do we know that Rashee Rice is going to be the same player he was for those first 3 games coming back into this year after missing all of the majority of last year? Yeah, he's been at training camp, but at some point, like, he's going to miss a good chunk of the year, be away from the team, being away from whatever they're installing in the middle of the season. 3 games. Like, we're basing all this off 3 games, and we forgot. Like, why is Xavier Worthy being pushed so far down and Rashee Rice so far? Like, why is Xavier Worthy, why are we hanging our hat on 3 games that Rashee Rice did and not what Xavier Worthy? I don't understand that at all. Yeah. I don't understand, like, why Rashee Rice is so celebrated and Xavier Worthy, who had just as productive a 3-game
because he's a string bean and people don't like him.
Xavier Worthy?
Yeah. Jacobi Meyers, a similar situation to Jennings, not the injury, but he requested a trade today. He's a 30-year-old receiver. Yeah. He needs to get paid. He's had 3 awesome years in a row. And they just signed Amari Cooper, and they have a couple rookies. So Jacobi Meyers, I was not drafting him already. He's just the ultimate floor play, and I like to shoot for the moon in those 7th, 8th round receivers. Currently going in the 3 drafts I've done, Fantrax full PPR, 12-teamers, 69, 76, and then 91.
Okay.
And 91 was before this news came out. So let's just say his average is 80.
84 here, so something in that range.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on Myers now? Is it worth taking? Now, if he falls to 110, though.
See, this, as we talked about before, nobody's undraftable. It's all about value. In this case, Jacobi Meyers, like, there is so little upside here versus the other guys you can get around him, right? Like Tyler Warren's going in that area. Ricky Pearsall, Jordan Addison's going behind him. I know you got a suspension. Egbuka's going behind him. Why we draft him, Jacobi Meyers? Like, what purpose does he serve on your team that late in the draft?
Literally, if you wait a receiver, he could be a low-end wide receiver 3 in PPR. Is he going to really ever graduate past that?
I don't think so. Especially,
Bowers gets hurt.
Especially with Bowers there.
And Genty. They're going to run the ball.
Dante Thornton's flashed a little bit. They like him there. Right?
Screw Dante Thornton.
Well, I'm just saying. And they just signed Amari Cooper. So how much is there realistically for Jacobi Meyers?
Not much.
Yeah, I mean, you want 8 to 9 points a week? That doesn't really move the needle up for my wide receiver 3. I think he would have to fall into the 120s for me to realistically target him.
All right. Want to move on to the next episode?
Let's do it. Wow.
Give me a quick pound here.
There it is.
And it's been a complete joy.